In this video, I am going to show you how I planned out my color scheme for my Tunisian Chevron Blanket. So I am using a program called Canva, and this is a free software that anyone can sign up for. Now there is a paid version, but honestly, you can do pretty much everything you need to do with the free version. So you will need a Canva account if you want to plan your colors in the same way that I am doing here. So in front of me, I have the exact color scheme that I used for my blanket. So these are the exact yarns, and I have picked the colors as close as I possibly could to each of the yarn images and filled them in here on my template. Now, once I got started creating color schemes, I kind of couldn't stop. So I went ahead and I made a few more different variations, and I absolutely love this method because it just gives such a good picture of how your finished project is going to look. Now, of course, it may not be possible to get the exact colors of the yarn, and even when you look at yarns online, the colors may not be exactly the same as when you're holding it in your hand, but still it's a really good jumping off point to help you plan before you go ahead and buy your yarn. So I am going to switch over to another Canva template now. So here I have a blank planner, and I have just put in some placeholder colors in different shades of grey, but what we're going to do is replace those with the colors of the yarn that we actually need. Now, I have set up my template to match the different color blocks in my Tunisian Chevron blanket, but you could definitely do this for any type of blanket that you're planning out. So I have little chevron shapes here, but you could do this with squares, you could do it with stripes, and I think it would be a great starting point actually for any large project that you are making. So I'm just going to zoom out, and now the first thing I want to do is make a copy of this page because this is my base template and I want to leave that as it is. I don't actually want to edit it because then I can make as many copies as I want and the original will still be there anytime I want to use it. So to make a copy, I just go up here to this duplicate page icon, click that, and then it has made me a new page down here. Now the next thing I want to do before I start adding colors is unlock this page, because I've actually locked this original one here. So there you can see that it's locked, because as I said, I don't want to edit that. So we just need to unlock the copy, and now we are ready to go. So I'm just going to slide this Canva screen to the right, and on the other side, I have already opened the crochet.com website and I am looking at Brava worsted weight yarn. So I'm going to start picking out the colors that I want, and I can actually copy some of the images, the yarn images from this website into my Canva template and then use those to pick out the colors and insert them here into my little chevron shapes. So if you don't want to take copies of images from a website, you can actually take photos of yarn that you might already have at home, and you can upload those and use those to pick out your colors. And if you are copying images from a yarn website, you can actually just delete them from your Canva template afterwards once you have picked up the colors. So all we're really doing is trying to get a good match for the yarn colors here. So for my sample color scheme, I'm going to go with some shades of purple, I think, because I haven't done that before. So if I just right click on this mulberry here, we'll click copy image and then paste it into my Canva template, and then I'm just going to pop it in here to this empty box beside the darkest colorway. So I'm going to keep going now and just pick a few more of those and paste them all in, and then we'll be ready to get planning. Okay, so there are our 5 colors. So I'm kind of going for different shades of purple, and then I'm going to use the white as my base color. So I can maximize this screen again, and let's just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so Canva has this super useful features where it can actually pick up the colors in an image that you have uploaded or pasted in. So I'm just going to click on my black box here, click on this color up here, and I want to actually replace that black with a color from the images. So you can see here these are the ones that I've uploaded. So I'm looking for the darkest one, and then Canva gives us a selection of the colors that it finds in each picture, so you just pick the closest one. So I think that looks pretty good. So we'll just click change all, and then that has replaced all the black with this dark purple. So isn't that just amazing? So let's do the same with the rest of the colors. So we'll go for our next darkest now. That looks pretty good. So we'll change all of those. Go to the lighter grey, and which one is that? This one here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then finally, we'll go for this one. So there we go. Now the white, I think, is actually pretty good already. The funny thing about the white images is actually they come up more grey than white, but I think it's probably fine. Let's go for a slightly lighter one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so isn't that amazing? So that has just given us a really nice plan and a really good idea of what our blanket might look like. So once you're happy with all of the colours, you can just go ahead and fill in the names of the colourways here, fill in the name of the yarn that you are using, and then you're good to go. You can order your yarn or get started on your blanket if you already have it. So if I just flip back to the sample color schemes here, you can see that this is exactly what I have done with all of the different shades. So I just think this is such a good way to plan out your colors before you get started, and it's definitely worth spending a little bit of time up front, I think, doing this planning before you go ahead and start something and then end up having to rip it out. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed this video and that it is going to be useful to you going forward in your blanket planning.